Who said this was a good idea? No one. Hey, what's up you guys? It's Judy here with my Life as Kikay. On this channel, I create videos and product reviews, makeup tutorials, and lifestyle advice with the aim to entertain, educate, and enrich the lives of others. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I'd love for you to join the Kikay family, and if you're returning here to my channel, then welcome back. My current appearance is extremely appropriate for the full face of expired makeup that I'm going to be doing today. I'm expired, I'm done, I'm past my use by date. I am expired for the day once I've done this video. It's the end of my working day. Tomorrow I have the day off and I was feeling incredibly drained. And so with the way I'm feeling, I thought it would be incredibly appropriate to do tonight's video. I'm going to be doing a full face of expired makeup. Now, let's hope to goodness that when I wake up in the morning tomorrow, I don't have a face full of pimples. But I thought it would be fun to do this makeup. Now in this container here are products that will do a full face of makeup. So highlighter, contour, blush, bronzer, highlight, the whole shebang. Needless to say, if you've watched any of my videos, especially if you watch my decluttering makeup video, you'll know that I have a whole heap of makeup that I do not use, and embarrassingly, a whole heap of makeup that have been sitting in my collection for literal years. Some of these things I actually even bought secondhand, like, you know, Facebook Marketplace. So for some of these things, I don't even know how old these even are. They're not old and expired to the point that they're moldy or growing hairs or spores. In fact, the lipstick in this collection looks a whole lot better off than a lot of Jaclyn Hill's lipsticks did. No shade, just saying. However, while a lot of these products may look and smell, and we may discover even apply fine, all of these are very old products. And not just old in like,
oh, it's past the 12 months that the product says you should use it by.
No, it's past, they are like literal years past what I even think they should be used by. Which is a little bit embarrassing to say that I have hoarded this makeup for that long. This is what I'm going to be utilizing in today's video. Wish me luck. Now when it comes to powder products, I know that they will last a whole lot longer than liquid products. So you might even be able to get away with having them in your collection for a whole lot longer past the little date that it says on the packaging to use them by. But when it comes to liquids, I know I need to be a whole lot better about utilizing a lot more of the products that I already have before going out and buying more things. Saying it is one thing, actually following through is another, but I'm just putting this out there. I have a whole heap of expired makeup. But anyway, also, I just got out of the shower. Don't judge me. I just felt like filming this video. So before I get straight into it, I just want to explain to you guys what I mean about past the date after opening that you're supposed to use it by. Now, if you're not aware, on cosmetics and skincare, I don't know if it extends a whole lot further beyond those items, but for all of these products, the brands, the manufacturers are legally required to put the amount of months that the product is still good for after opening the package. So I'll show you an example. If you look on the packaging, you'll see a little icon like this, and the 12M indicates that this bronzer is good for up to 12 months after opening the product. I don't know if you're aware of that. I know a lot of people aren't aware of that, but that's what that little icon means. There's this one here. It says 12M on that little icon there. Now, I've noticed that a lot of these products don't actually have them on the packaging. They might have had them on the actual unit carton that these products came in. Hopefully, I don't wake up with textured, pimpled, bad skin tomorrow morning, but it's that time of month, so my skin's probably already gonna be bad anyway. Before I get into this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, hit the notification bell even though it doesn't work half the time, and follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. They are always linked in the description box down below. Anyway, let's get into putting all of this expired makeup on my face. The first item is this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer. I think I've had this item for about 4 years now. So let's go put this 4-year-old product on my face. It doesn't smell bad, but it does smell a little bit sour. But anyway, I'm kind of scared. It is still smoothed out my face, but I'm feeling the more I'm rubbing it into my skin, it feels like it's gonna start to ball up if I keep patting even further. Now I'm gonna go in with my foundation. This is the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum. I actually bought this foundation because Kathleen Lights was raving about it. But if I'm being completely honest, I think I bought this foundation about five years ago. Yeah, it looks so manky and old and gross. I think the reason why I didn't actually end up using this product is because it's a very dewy foundation. And back when I was a lot younger, 5 years ago, I had a lot more oily skin than I do right now. And I feel like it didn't work for me back then, and I didn't end up using it because I didn't know how to work with dewy foundations. I didn't know about primers. I didn't know about the tricks and techniques that I could do to make a dewy foundation work and last on my skin, which is why I didn't end up using this. And it could also possibly be that it might have been a bit too light for me. But let's see. It doesn't smell bad. It still smells exactly like it did when I first bought it, but it looks like it may have separated a fair bit in the bottle. Let's put it on my face anyway. I actually like the way that this foundation feels. Like now that I'm applying it later on when I have a little bit more of a understanding about how makeup works and the nature of different products with different formulas, I think I could appreciate this formula a whole lot more now than I did back in the day. So far it's applying fine on my face. It smells exactly like it did when I first got it, so that's kind of confusing for a foundation this old. I like the dewiness this gives my skin. It's actually almost a pretty good match. My skin type, my skin tone, and my obviously my experience has changed in the last 5 years. I'm actually liking it now better than I did back in the day. I'm gonna try and build that up a little bit more because I want a bit more coverage over the darkness and discoloration I have around the center of my face. And I have a shadow on my lip because I need to shave my mustache. I think I might repurchase this one again from Priceline because for a foundation that's 5 years old, it's giving me pretty good coverage. It smells fine. It's just a matter of what I wake up with on my face tomorrow morning. Okay, now that I've got the foundation laid down, I'm gonna go in with some concealer. I've got the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in 3 shades. I didn't know what my shade was and so I bought all the shades, not all the shades, just 3 shades. I'm not gonna use all of these, but as you can see, all 3 concealers have split and separated and kind of like gone different ombre marbly colors in the bottle, which honestly looks really gross. I know a lot of their older matte lipstick formulas separated and did this as well in the bottle. A lot of their newer lipsticks that I've got don't do that, so I have a feeling that this might be like an older formula, or maybe you're just meant to mix them up in the bottle. Either way, whether it's the formula or whether it's old, I know for a fact that these concealers are about 3 years old, and for a liquid product that is a big no-no. For all I know, they might apply well, blend in beautifully, wear beautifully, but you know what? Just the mere fact that these concealers are about 3 years old, I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. I'm gonna go in with the concealer in the shade Deep Beige. This one is probably the lightest one out of the 3 that I've got. So I'm just gonna like swirl it around in the bottle. Oh, it smells like paint. It smells very strongly. I'm kind of scared to put this on my skin. Oh, this is probably a better foundation color match for me than the actual foundation. Anyway, it's getting, oh, it's stinging. It's stinging my under eyes. Oh gosh, oh heavens, help me. This one's probably a little bit too dark for me. I'm gonna take the other one. It's got a bit more of a yellow undertone. I don't know if it's gonna be any lighter. It's only like a tad little bit lighter. Oh well, that's the concealer I've got, so that's the concealer we're sticking with. I don't have anything any lighter, but I'm going to blend this stinging mess into my under eyes right now and hope to goodness that I don't have burned under eye skin when I take this off. Now, I don't know if it's the texture on my face that's making it look really patchy and cracky and like not really blending in. It's not blending into the skin, like it's looking really streaky. I'm gonna turn down the light and see if you guys can see this. Look how horrible my skin looks right now. Oh, heaven help me. Whew, that is scary. Now, I know a lot of people love this concealer. I know Raw Beauty Christy swears by this concealer. But if it's separating in the bottle, it's gonna separate on my skin too. Okay, I have been sitting here and blending for quite a while, trying to work this product like into my skin, which is probably a really bad thing to be blending this product into my skin. I'm gonna have to cleanse my face really well after this, but I just don't think that it's going to blend any further into my skin simply because the product is so old. Almost like it's lost its ability to be elastic and like viscous over the skin. I hate that word, viscous. Like, that word viscous sounds horrible. Also, excuse my hair. But this just does not look how my normal foundation looks. Looks like it's sitting on the surface of my face, and I've been blending for a while. Anyway, I'm gonna go in with powder. I'm gonna be using the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in the shade Sandstorm. Now, this one has a use by of 30 months after opening, and if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that I've had this particular compact for about 3 years, more or less. Yeah, about 3 years. Oh, did someone call a baker? Because I've got a cake on my face. Alright, this powder isn't very brightening either, and the concealer itself was too dark for a highlighting concealer. Now, I don't know if it's just the fact that these products, even when they're brand new, don't work for me with the formula and all that, or if the fact that it's old, but my under eyes are looking incredibly dry. If I turn the light down, you can see all the fine lines and wrinkles under my eyes. Usually my concealer will blend out a whole lot better than this. My face is feeling quite bare and lifeless, so I'm gonna go in with a bit of blush. Now, this one is the Maybelline Face Studio Master Highlight Blush. Now, it's a kind of like a blushy sort of highlight. Now, I know for a fact that this one is incredibly old because these were one of the very first blushes that I ever had in my collection, and I started playing around with makeup maybe around 6 years ago, and this was one of the first blushes that I had in my collection. It's been discontinued, and it was years ago that this was discontinued. They no longer sell this in the shops, as far as I'm aware, because I haven't seen it in the shops for years. So I'm gonna apply this really old blush on my face. I'm just gonna take a bit of that on my JH06. I love this blush so much, and it's that old, like I've hit pan on it. It is definitely a blushy sort of highlight, but I don't mind the highlight because my skin's looking very flat and lifeless right now. For bronzer, I'm going to be using the BYS Face and Body Bronzer. Now, I think this particular one is about 2.5 years old, something like that. Yeah, I've had it for a little while. And the reason why I didn't use this one a lot was because it's a glowy sort of bronzer, and I didn't really want to have a glowy bronzer. I feel like it kind of counteracts any contour for shaping that I might do in this area of my face. But this is the only bronzer I have that is past its use by date, so this is what I'm going to be using today. It's all right for maybe like a summery look, but I feel like for any products that provide shaping and dimension to the face, like that are anti-highlight, like contour, I feel like they shouldn't be shimmery because it is counterintuitive to what you're trying to shade in, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, my nose is getting really itchy, but my skin is reacting. And so let's put more on. Actually, that doesn't look half bad. I'm gonna go visit my baby niece after I finish filming this video, so I better wash this makeup off good. If it weren't for all the texture on my face, I actually don't mind that glowy look. The highlighting aspect of it kind of accentuates that texture that I have on my face right now. But when I'm having a good skin day, I actually wouldn't mind this glowy, highlighted type of look. Oh. My nose is itchy. For some reason, something's irritating my nose. Like, it looks fine in the light, but up close in the mirror, I kind of hate it. From afar, it looks fine. Just don't look too closely. Okay, moving on. This one is the Physicians Formula Shimmer Strips. Now, I bought this about 6 years ago, and I bought it because of Kathleen Light's recommendation.
So I'm gonna start off with my favorite drugstore highlighter of all time. It's literally the best highlighter ever. And it is the Physicians Formula Shimmer Strip in Miami Strip.
It was one of her really super old favorites videos back when she lived in, I think it was Seattle or not Miami, Michigan, I don't know, somewhere. But I bought this Physicians Formula highlight because of her recommendation. I'm going to now apply this on my face. And being a powder product, I don't think it's gonna wear badly on me. It's just the fact that it's 5 or 6 years old. And yes, it's just as beautiful as I remember it to be. I think it's really just the texture on my face that's letting me down today. Okay, that's actually a really nice highlight. It's just really old, but I might even still keep on using it. Okay, for eyes, I have the Chi Cosmetics Nude Eyeshadow Palettes. If any of you are from Australia or New Zealand, you will know this brand Chi. This particular line of eyeshadow palettes, they had like maybe 30 different family colors, almost like the Morphe 35 palette family. Back in the day, I probably had like 25 Chi Chi eyeshadow palettes in my collection, and I have since gotten rid of them because I never actually use them. I discovered better eyeshadow palettes with better quality eyeshadows, but for some reason I kept this nudes one. I will show you how much use I got out of this palette. This palette is probably about 5 years old, if not more. This was one of my very first eyeshadow palettes that I loved, that I used to practice every single imaginable eye look that I could do with these shadows. I'm going to be using it on my eyes today. I have not used this palette in years and years and years, but I'm going to take this tan color and use this in my crease. It is very dusty, and the quality of eyeshadows obviously have now changed and evolved throughout the years, so I know I'm going to find this eyeshadow very patchy and chalky and powdery, but I'm gonna do what look I can using it. Okay, this is making my eyes itch. Oh, it's making my eyes itch. Let's keep going. I'm gonna take some of this shimmery gold all over my eyelid. It's not showing up on my eyelid. I don't think it's the fact that it's old just as much as the fact that they are lower quality eyeshadows. But I'm gonna wet my brush and see if that applies any better. A little bit better. But I wanna deepen up this look with maybe a little bit of this slatey sort of gray. I know it's a shimmer, but this palette hasn't really given me much options as far as transition and shading goes. So I'm just gonna use that one. Okay, for older, lower quality eyeshadows, it's actually not that bad. I feel they're a lot more of a chunky sort of pigment than I would like for my eyeshadows. Like, they're not as smooth or blend as nicely as I expect my eyeshadows to. But you know what? It's an old eyeshadow palette. I'm not even gonna try and review it for you because, I mean, it is still available. You can still buy this eyeshadow palette. But I mean, like, I don't really think it's gonna be huge on the market anymore these days because there's just so many eyeshadow palettes on the market. I'm gonna take a little bit of that pink shimmery shade in the palette and apply that on the inner corner. I'm gonna blend some of that tan shade under the lower lash line as well. Oh, that's making my eyes so itchy. Oh, who said this was a good idea? No one. Okay, my eyes look especially dark. I think because I don't have anything brightening under the eyes. The concealer was way too dark. The powder was way too dark. So that's why I'm looking incredibly dark under the eyes as well. But just for the sake of this look and to lighten it up a bit, I want to take a little bit of that light shimmer in the eyeshadow palette and just try and brighten up under the eyes just to see if it'll make me look a little bit more less dead. Okay, that was a shimmery eyeshadow and probably a really bad idea. But you know what? This whole video is a bad idea, so let's just keep going with it. Now, as far as mascara goes, I don't have an expired mascara, so I'm just going to go in with the coat of the Essence All Eyes on Me mascara. My eyes are so itchy right now. Why do I do this to myself? Like, literally no one asked for this video. Oh dear. It's a good mascara. I like that mascara. Okay, now for lips. This is a Revlon Color Stay lip liner. I've had this one for about 2 years now, and I just never really used it. And yes, the outside of it has gone a little bit shimmery in a bad way. I don't think that's mold. Well, I hope it's not mold because I'm about to put it on my lips. Okay, it's that old. It's gone stiff. It's not even applying creamy anymore. Can you see how stiff that formula is? I'm like literally rubbing it on my lips. I'm pressing down so hard on this lip liner. It's not even anywhere close to creamy. Anyway, so that's the lip liner. I'm now gonna go in with a lipstick that I have had since the absolute beginning of my makeup obsession time. So I have two here. This one is the Revlon cream lipstick in the shade Raisin Rage. And this one is the Revlon Wine with Everything lipstick. It's pretty old. I had another lipstick from NYX that I wanted to use as well, but I feel like this one in my collection is older than the NYX one, so I'm just gonna go with these. I think I'm gonna go in with Raisin Rage, and then because Wine with Everything is a lot lighter, I'm gonna pat that in the center of my lips to give it an ombre effect. As you can tell from the top of the lipstick, I didn't know how to use bullet lipsticks. You know how they come with a slanty top? I obviously didn't know how to use bullet lipsticks because the top of it is flat. It doesn't smell bad. In fact, it smells perfectly fine. It doesn't smell like old Play-Doh or anything. Oh. Why did I ever stop using this lipstick? The formula is still so bomb. Hope I don't wake up with a cold sore tomorrow. I actually really like that shade. In the center of that, I'm gonna go in with the other Revlon lipstick in the shade Wine With Everything. This doesn't smell either. It just smells exactly like it did way back when. Okay, I'm gonna make my hair look semi-decent and I'll be right back. Alright, I didn't use a setting spray because I don't have an expired setting spray, but this is the finished look. I don't know what I was thinking when I started this video, but you know what? It was actually a whole heap of fun to try these different makeup products that I've had for years and years, probably enjoyed back in the day when I first started using them, and I just discovered things with more quality or things that maybe worked or lasted better on me. And obviously my skin type has changed throughout the years, which is why I have so many products that I've just not gravitated towards, because maybe my skin type changes, the weather changes, and of course with age, as wrinkles and lines start to form, different things start not working as well as they used to back when I used to have 21-year-old skin. There are a few things here that I'm actually still really surprised at how well they worked. One of them was the highlighter. This one worked really, really nicely, and I think I'm still going to use it even though it is several years old. Don't judge me. It still works really well. The Revlon lipsticks, I forgot at how good this formula is. It's so flexible. It doesn't actually smell bad. These are really, really old, but it does not smell bad. It doesn't taste bad. And it's still applied really nicely to my lips, so I'm really impressed about those. I think I might even check up on these again and purchase a more newer lipstick so that I can still continue to use and enjoy this formula. Everything else is just as I remembered it. Probably in some way or another didn't work well for me back then, which is why I just never ended up using them. And hence they are now in today's full face of expired makeup videos. I just also recognize how incredibly blessed we are with the whole range of different makeup products that is available at our fingertips, and the whole range of reviews that are so readily available to us now on YouTube. With a tap of our fingers and the click of a button, we'll find a review for nearly almost everything, which also enables us to make better decisions about our makeup purchases, which then lead us to be able to have a better collection of makeup that give us joy, better usage out of, and don't leave us with this amount of expired makeup. So that's it for this video, you guys. I'm not even gonna bother with a montage. I mean, y'all can see what it looks like right now. It's not really something that I want to show off and go super up close and personal with. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you haven't, and ring the notification bell because I put out 3 videos every single week. You can also follow me on my social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I really, truly appreciate that you've chosen to spend your time here with me today. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Let's wash this makeup off. Okay, I've been sitting here for about 10 minutes now. I kind of got lost in a rabbit trail on Instagram, and update, my whole face feels like I want to scratch it off. Like my eyes are so itchy, my lips are itchy, I'm gonna take this off right now. I know I said a lot of it applied nicely and probably blended in nicely, but as far as liquid products go, I think the powders are like okay, but as far as liquid products go, do not wear expired makeup, especially makeup that has been expired for years. I did it here for you guys to let you know, but please don't put expired makeup on your face, okay? Just don't do it. It's not a good idea. Don't do it. Don't do it. Look at this. That is scary. But up close in the mirror, it's very patchy. Very patchy. Very bad idea. And blend out those lines, girl. Come on.